Hi, I'm Wes, the Explosion, and this is the Backlog. I played several games this week, starting with Big Brain Academy for the Nintendo Switch. I have not played one of these games or Brain Age before, so I've been curious and looking forward to this dropping. So yeah, the gist is what you see on the screen. You play games that test your ability to identify, memorize, analyze, compute, and visualize. Each category has 4 games, and as you run through them, you get points not only for answering correctly, but also how quickly you do so. If you do well, you get harder problems. If not, you lose points and the difficulty doesn't advance. You do this for a minute, and at the end, you get a score. Get a high enough score, and you get a medal. You also get coins, which unlock clothes to customize your avatar. You can also do a mode where you play through a session from each category to get an overall big bronze score, along with identifying what your strengths and weaknesses are. And yeah, that's the long and short of it. It seems to be a tool to not only identify, as I said, strengths and weaknesses, but also train you to maybe get better at them. I don't really find it super fun, but I am getting better at some of the games, so I think it could be helpful. At first, I was kind of disappointed when I wasn't immediately great at all of the games. I've been playing it a bit at a time over the past few days though, and my scores have improved, so it's probably doing something. Plus, it's kinda dumb to just expect yourself to be amazing at all things right as you're starting out. So yeah, I'm going to try and play a bit every day to see if I can continue to get better, especially at Visualize, which is my weakest subject. By a lot. I actually bought this digital so I wouldn't have to constantly be swapping out this game with whatever else I'm playing at the time. I'm not lazy, I just needed to send one of my Switches in before when the cartridge reader broke when I was doing a lot of game swapping before. Maybe as I play it more, I'll also get more enjoyment out of it. While I might not be too over the moon with this game, here's a few things to consider before I turn anyone off to it. First, it is multiplayer, and I can see this being a good game to play with your family, either together or by taking turns if someone's feeling self-conscious. Lord knows I was when I needed to get some gameplay recorded. Second, it's only $30, so it's a budget title that won't break the bank. Third, it does have a free demo on the Switch store, so I really can't see any reason not to at least give it a try. I'll keep at it, and if anything incredible happens with it, like maybe my special attack raises by several points and I start one-shotting with Moonblast, I'll let you know. I also hammered through Steel Assault by Zenobia Interactive. It's an old-style action game where you go from left to right, destroying any enemies in your way. You use a directional input and only 3 buttons, one jumping or sliding if you hold down, one attacking with either an electric whip or a fiery fist if you're close enough, and the last throws out a wire on either side of you which can be fired either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. If both catch a solid surface, it'll attach and will let you climb on it until you jump off. This is the unique part of the game, sometimes it being required for advancement and other times there being workarounds, though I get the feeling that mastering it and using it even when unnecessary is the key to being actually good at this game. Personally, I played through the game on normal and found several sections pretty hard. Watching a video of someone playing it on a lower difficulty though made it look too easy, the person recording it actually using brute force for some bosses. Speaking of, those are the trickiest parts of the game. Most are pretty big and can be hard to maneuver around. They also take some getting used to, though I will say playing the first level again to get this video was much easier than the first, so there's definitely a good learning curve here. The final boss was the part that seemed a bit much though, me dying over and over again, having to fight the first phase, hoping I got a good run since sometimes what worked to dodge some of its attacks seemed to work sometimes but not another. Then the last phase just had so much damn HP, was much less predictable than anything else in the game, and would glitch. Sometimes the trap they put on the floor to make it cause damage, having safe spots, one time just disappearing entirely but still making a noise like he was still fighting. I honestly would have dropped difficulty on him if it were an option. I also considered just replaying the whole game on easy since it was pretty short and the lower difficulty did look almost too easy if I couldn't beat him that play session, but I did clear normal and I'm glad I did. It made me feel powerful that I managed to push through, and also smart for figuring out a workaround for one of the issues I was having. That said, it is really short, a skilled player being able to clear it in probably like a half hour, most others taking maybe only an hour or two, so I'd only recommend this if it looks like the sort of thing that you'd play over and over again, or you can get on sale. I did some more in Pokemon, namely got my damn National Dex. To get it, I just needed to see everything in the Sinnoh Dex, not even capture it. The only one I've been missing for the past week has been Drifloon, which was very frustrating. If the online trading were better, I probably could have found one on the GTS, which isn't a thing so far. Or I could have caught it in the 10-hour window a week that it has, if I had marked my calendar. Or I could have fought a trainer with one if I had failed a math test, which I was too proud to do. I swear, I remember this exact same thing happening to me in the original Diamond as well. Either way, kind of annoying, but now I'm done and can catch Pokemon from other regions. I've already found a lot I couldn't before in the underground, and I've only scratched the surface, so chances are I'll be spending a lot of time trying to catch and raise things to fill out my decks in the coming weeks to get the shiny charm. It's kind of a shame though, because a meaty game that I've been waiting for finally came out on Friday. That's right, I'm finally getting around to Danganronpa 2. Been meaning to play this for a while, but I could just never decide what format I wanted or how deep I wanted to get into the franchise, but now that the three main games are on my favorite console, it seemed like the perfect time to pick it up. For those that don't know, the Danganronpa games are about groups of high school students that have to participate in a killing game. They get trapped in an isolated place, in this case an island, and the only way to get back to the larger world is to commit murder and get away with it. When a death does occur, you have to investigate and then determine who did it in a class trial to avoid being killed yourself as punishment for your failure. I'll get more into it once I'm done and have more to say on the whole, but for now, I'll say that I'm having a good time. I definitely have some issues with it, but the story and characters are fun, and the game has surprised me several times, even only a chapter in, and hasn't just been a rehash of the first game. I'm really curious about several plot points, so there's a fair chance that I'll get through it in the next week just because I won't be able to help myself. A little all over the place, but that was my week, gaming-wise anyway. I'll still be playing 3 of the 4 games discussed going forward, so they'll probably come back up as I have more to say, but that's all I have for now. So, thanks for watching, maybe subscribe if you enjoy this sort of thing, and perhaps I'll see you in the next episode.